Hello, everybody. Welcome to CIO Leadership Live. I'm Kirat, and I will be your host for this episode. Our guest for today is Shankar Narayanan Raghavan, Chief Technology and Data Officer of India First Life. Shankar, it's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Kirat, for hosting me. It's a pleasure to be in this session. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Shankar, could you first tell us a little bit about India First Life and your role and responsibility as the Chief Technology and Data Officer of the organization?
So India First Life is 23rd entry into the life insurance industry, and we are formed in 2009 and promoted by Bank of Baroda, a very young insurance company born digitally. So my role in India First Life is that to make sure there are four contours broadly in my role. One is to make sure that we have the right technology, which is going to help in the bettering the experience for the customers, distributors, and employees, and also with the product innovations and innovation with the quick time, with the right ROI. That's the first contour. The second contour is a lot of data science. To wherever a penny is earned or penny is saved, is where I want the data science to be embedded, wherein so that we have a very good insights based on data being taken, an informed call being taken. That's the second one, to make sure that's third contour is all about innovation, correct? So in terms of whatever we are trying to do, there are a lot of new changes which are happening around the world. How are you going to adapt to it? How are you going to make lives better for the stakeholders whom I mentioned, like distributors, customers, and employees? That's the third contour. And the fourth contour is business as usual, to make sure that we have a very optimized business run efficiently and is available anytime, everywhere.
Understood. Thanks for segmenting that so well for us. And hopefully in the course of this interview, we should be able to touch upon everything a little bit. First getting into what your business really stands for. India First Life's mission is to make insurance easily available to every Indian household. How are you leveraging technology to increase the reach of insurance for the common Indian citizen?
Very good question. Correct. So India First Life, true to its mission. So we have life insurance products ranging from a minimum of 100 rupee premium to a very niche product too, correct? We have pretty good products in our product suite at this point of time, catering to both retail segment as well as group segments at this point of time. So these things, if you look at it right from onboarding a customer, my 99.5% of my business comes through digitally to me, correct? Leaving maybe a 0.5% to manual way. That's something which I can speak about. The second thing, once I'm talked about acquisition, the second aspect is all about the servicing. So similar to the acquisition, where 99.5% is digital, my servicing is also upwards of 90. Whether it is any servicing needs, whether it is claims, everything is digital. So there is no paper at all for us. So this is not something which people moved into digital maybe due to the COVID situation, but we were doing this for a long time then. So technology is something is where every place, everything, whatever we do is something where technology is available. So we do everything through the technology at this point of time, whatever we do. That's the best part of it. And since I hold the data science as well, so the inputs, whatever through technology, whatever digitally we are capturing, that's also available for the data insights and other things. So not only that, correct? All the product related information, all our forms are in multiple languages. We have a lot of what you call self-servicing stuff for the customers and also for the distributors. Whether it is going to pull up MIS for the distributor that's available, and if at all we need to connect, we need to start a business with a new distributor, we can very quickly do. We have everything available in microservices-based API, and for the customers, they can converse with us. If they want to do it on their own, they can do it through the bot, and which is now becoming into a GenAI-based bot too. And then we have self-servicing portals, and we have the IVR options, I think. So the customer from anywhere, everywhere, they can connect with us, and then whatever they need to get it done, they can get it done. So everything is through technology for us.
That's really amazing how much the digital plays a role in making your services accessible to customers. I mean, 99.5% of your customers, if they're able to reach you through a digital medium, That's a really huge step tech wise in this industry.
That's right.
So yeah, since you've been in the business for a long time, through your journey in this business, how have you seen financial literacy evolve in India? Because historically, I don't think financial literacy was a lot, but now through internet and younger generations becoming interested in financial portals, financial planning, it is increasing. So, what role do you think that technology plays in improving the financial literacy of people in this country, be it smartphones, high-speed internet, whatever that you've seen?
I think, like you said, it's a journey which is evolving and evolving very fast, thanks to the Jam Trinity, correct, which improved the financial literacy like anything. And along with it, we had a lot of awareness campaigns which are all being done by our life insurance councils, and also, for example, AMFI on the mutual fund side. So there is enough and more amount of awareness being created. There are a lot of influencers around various social media who are all talking about the financial literacy and who are available and who are like ambassadors for us in terms of talking about financial literacy, correct? So now with Jam Trinity being there, correct? So it becomes very easy for everyone to do. We have a lot more to do as well in this case, correct? Since we are very much a diversified nation from languages, now we need to make everything available in their own language, and we need to simplify the terms. So there are lots and lots more happening, because if you look at it, financial literacy improvement is going to help us in helping more penetration. So our regulator has set a goal for us. Every Indian should be insured by 2047. So if this has to happen, that will be a fantastic goal to happen. For that, we need to do a lot, and that's something which can happen only through financial literacy and through digital.
Okay. If I may ask, how close are we to a goal like that?
We have a lot more travel to do. We are doing the right things. We need to speed up things. So then I think so. Insurance building is also nation building. Correct. So more and more funds which comes in, because it's a long-term savings and long-term coverage which is going to be there. The funds, what gets into it, goes into the nation building too, and also provides a social security to the people. So it acts as a twin edged benefit to the as well as country as well as the citizens. So it's a very, very, very important thing. But yes, a lot more to be done. Products needs to be simplified much further. The terms and conditions need to be simplified much further, and in the language which people can understand. Correct. And distribution force has also to multiply, correct, so that it can distributors can take the product to the people, and also digital can also help in that way. So there are various things work in progress, but we have a good amount of work to be done to achieve that.
Yeah. No, true. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of factors at play there. But speaking of the numbers, the sheer number of people which a company like yours would cater to would also generate a lot of data. So how do you then leverage big data and analytics to create the retail products that you offer? And how do you protect data like this? Because it is very sensitive data. It is financial and personal information.
No, absolutely correct. It's customers' data, and with DPDP rules getting framed, it becomes all the more. First of all, insurance is a very much a fiduciary business. We are trusted by people because it's an intangible product, and then people buy that expecting a service to be handled, service to be made at a point of time. So if you look at it, a lot of things we need to do. If somebody might have bought a product maybe in the 20s, correct, like a coverage, maybe they've started the protection, their needs change with the time. So with the data, we need to understand how the needs are changing, and we have various products for the various changing time, and we need to go back to them, and we need to tell them how with your needs changing with the time, these are all the products which may be suitable to you. So that we need to make sure that the needs are getting addressed at various points of time, because it's a long-term journey. So that's where the data becomes very, very important for us to understand the customer better, and also to provide the right kind of product to the customer at that point of stage. Correct. So that so data. This is where I think it makes it very, very, very fascinating. It's not a one-time stuff. It's something which we need to really be with the customer and then help him or help her throughout her journey. Correct. with the right products, which suits her needs at various points of time. So data
Understood.
plays a very important role. And you mentioned about the data security, correct? So
Yes.
data security is very, very important at this point of time. So regulators has come up with the guidelines, and we are compliant on the guidelines 100% on the whatever needs to be done when it comes to the security of it. And we also work very closely with certain they give right kind of inputs to us on what are all the things what we need to be updated and upgrading, so that the data of the customer is protected. So that is something which we regularly, because the cybersecurity is also changing, and we need to be really upon the toes to make sure that we get it addressed very quickly. And then there are guidelines, like I said, and there are very, very many inputs which comes from various agencies. Certain is the most important agency which provides us all the inputs. And then we need to make sure that we meet that.
That's true. It's especially true what you said about the lifespan of a customer and their evolving needs. So something that they may have, really the kind of financial planning they would have undertaken at 22 is certainly not going to be the same when they're in their 30s, let's say. So that's a very valid point. Speaking of making things easier for your customers, technology, of course, plays a huge role in that. And a particular domain that I was interested in exploring through this interview was InsurTech, which is a continuously evolving space. Do you have any examples of how India First Life is leveraging emerging technologies, be it artificial intelligence or blockchain or the Internet of Things, to enhance your insurance services, streamline your processes, and basically improve the overall customer experience, just provide ease to them?
I think it's a very important question what you have asked, right? But I can go on speaking on various aspects on various things, but I just wanted to give you one aspect how InsurTech is helping, correct? So if you look at it, when people go for protection coverage, people have to go through medical. So it's something like many people like it, many people may not like it. They have to go and then give the blood, and then they have to do the test, and then based on the test we just assess, and then we give the coverage, correct? But now how insurance tech is helping is just something very, very fascinating. So now if I send a link to you, and then you need to look at the link like it's a selfie, wherein you just need to look at the link for 30 seconds. And by just reading your face and what are all the other things which are behind your face, it calculates almost many factors what are all needed, what we get from the medical test are just done in 30 seconds. Wow. Correct? It gives you
that's unbelievable.
It gives you, it gives you BP, it gives you your pulse rate, it gives your HbA1c, it gives your heart related stuff, so on and so forth, correct? So many inputs, it's 30 seconds. So things are getting much simpler through this kind of InsurTechs. So they are looking at it completely differently, correct? What is what we thought is going to be in.
Okay, so essentially what we imagined would be possible with technology, we've gone far beyond that. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Understood. Moving on, given that convenience, speed, and accessibility is something that consumers are demanding in every domain of the business, just because it's become so much more easier now. These things are almost a given, thanks to the technological literacy and the spread of technology in our country. Could you elaborate a little bit on your digital strategies and initiatives, your specific strategies that India First Life is implementing to satisfy customer needs in this digital landscape? And how do these strategies align with the broader goals of the company?
So we understand each and every customer are unique, correct? Yes. So the needs are unique too. So one customer may want it super quick, super convenient, and want it to be done very quickly. Some may be interested to know each and every point to the hilt to make sure that what they are buying is the right thing.
More in detail.
Correct. And more in detail. And some people may be looking at, want to continue at various points of time. They may start off something and then they want to continue. And then some people may look at, I might have started off in my mobile now, and then later I'm just going to my office, and then I have some spare time and I want to continue it. Buying, or I want to get in, continue with my journey, maybe using my iPad or using my laptop or desktop or various things. And somebody wants to love to do it through voice, because people love nowadays, even WhatsApp, voice notes are there.
Voice notes, yes.
The needs are becoming so spread, correct? And now for us to do, the key thing, what we are focusing on, what we have started working and delivering is about hyper-personalization. do I understand the customer first? So if I'm understanding the customer needs, first one thing is that I need to be available in all the places. I need to have the mechanism wherein one can leave from wherever they have left from, they can continue, and they have the options to work, whether they want to use voice to text and all those things, they should be able to do. So, and even what you call the policy documents, which are all delivered, used to be like very generic document. Now, if I'm going to have the what you call the photograph, and if I'm just going to mention the need for which they bought it. So if you look at life insurance product, they'll say product name, life insurance product XYZ. But if I'm going to say this is a life insurance product which is bought for my daughter's education, then that's an experience is getting created. So
True.
So how can we create an experience using technology, which is in a hyper personalized way, is what is important thing, correct? And that is the journey which we have started. We are started doing things, and we will be soon there in all the places on whatever we are thinking of.
Understood. That brings me to my final question, Shankar, because you have touched upon so many aspects and frankly given me a lot to think about. As the Chief Technology and Data Officer of India First Life, you are pivotal to driving digital transformation in your organization. How is your organization staying adaptable to emerging technologies and industry trends? Because like we discussed, things are changing faster than we can keep track of them. So how do you stay adaptable to them? And what steps do you take to ensure that the company's technological infrastructure remains agile and responsive to change?
I think that's a very important question from perspective of the role I'm playing, correct? So if you look at it, earlier days, the technology used to take more time to do things, whatever it is. If I'm not refreshing my technology, then I'm going to lose out on it. Maybe my competitor may be able to do things in a much quicker way because they are on a newer technology. So I need to make sure that I identify the right technology ahead of others, and then to see that how we are just going to make sure that, like a snake shedding its skin, we just need to make sure that we have the right mechanism every few years, or every whatever is the right frequency to be, to move from old technology to new technology, because not only the time to do things is becoming much faster, it is also becoming very efficient, and it is also going to be in tune with what the world is around. So that's the key thing of anyone playing this role, and it's very important. And I think we are doing the right things in terms of what we are doing. So every few years we relook at our technology stack. We just go for reset the technology stack, and then make sure that we are adapting the right technologies at the right time.
Understood. And that's a fitting end to this interview. Shankar, I want to thank you so much for being so transparent and being so open about your role and about what India First Life is doing to safeguard their customers' finances and life and all of the processes through the medium of insurance, and providing that kind of stability and security to your customers is truly a very noble thing, and your technological domain is aptly aiding the company to carry out its goals. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for the fantastic questions and for the time and everything, Kirat. I think I'm glad that I'm able to share some of our thought process and what we are doing. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into this episode of CIO Leadership Live. Until next time, this is Kirat signing off.